Hi and welcome to our channel. My name is Mally the Motorhome. Along with my owners Jason and Lynn, I like to be on the road traveling and exploring, so why don't you come with us and see where we end up? Today we decided to visit Blaen Y Glyn in the Talybont Valley in the Brecon Beacons. We hope to find a park up for the night and go looking for waterfalls. Blaen Y Glyn is a beautiful area located within the Brecon Beacons National Park in Wales. It is known for its picturesque waterfalls, scenic walks, and stunning views of the surrounding valleys. The primary route to Blaen Y Glyn is via the A470, which runs through the Brecon Beacons National Park. There were a lot of roadworks going on around Merthyr Tydfil, and diversions in places due to the new road layout. I'm not saying that I got lost, but the sat-nav got very confused and we did have to make one U-turn to get back on the road we wanted. After the A470, you'll turn onto smaller roads leading towards Talybont on Usk. These roads are typical of Welsh country lanes with occasional sharp bends and single-lane sections. The roads offer spectacular views of the surrounding hills and valleys, so despite being narrow and winding, they make for a scenic and pleasant drive if you take your time. The final approach for Blaen Y Glyn involves narrow country lanes that take you through the Talybont Valley. These lanes are quite narrow, often with just enough space for one vehicle. Passing places are scattered along the route to allow for cars to pull over and let oncoming traffic pass. The car park is located at the end of the lane, nestled in a forested area. It is a small, basic car park with limited spaces. The surface is gravel or dirt, and there are no facilities, so you will need to take all your rubbish home with you. What we didn't expect was for the car park to be so busy, as it was the end of September. Nevertheless, Jason blindly drove me into the car park and then realized that there weren't any spaces. We had no room to turn round, so we had to wait for one of the cars to leave so that we could back into a space. The car park is right next to the start of the walking trails, so it's a convenient spot if you're heading directly for the waterfalls. The car park also has a convenient information board. The Blaen Y Glyn waterfalls are part of a picturesque series of cascades set in a lush woodland, and the routes to view them vary in difficulty and length. There is also a reminder to take all your rubbish home with you as there are no bins at the site. Going through the kissing gate at the entrance to the car park, you do not have to go far to find your first waterfall. Simply head back up the road to the small concrete bridge, and you are met with the sounds of rushing water as it cascades down the hill. Looking to your right, you are met with a beautiful waterfall amongst the trees. A trail leads up the side so you can get up close to the waterfall. To the right of the waterfall is a steep rocky path that can be climbed to reach the second part of the waterfall above. Someone else who loves the water is Monty, our bobtail border collie. He loves nothing more than to stand in the stream and bark at the water. There are two parts to Blaen Y Glyn, with an upper and a lower car park. The upper car park is where we stayed for the night and is more rugged, and has access to walks that lead to waterfalls and Highland Trail. The climb up from Blaen Y Glyn car park to the waterfalls is a rewarding yet moderately challenging ascent. The path is steep and uneven in places, with rocky paths, wooden steps. We encountered several small waterfalls along the way, with one of the largest cascades awaiting you towards the upper part of the route. The path is fairly steep, but manageable for those with moderate fitness levels. However, Jason is not as fit as he thinks he is. So rather than hearing him puff and moan as he ascends, let's cue the music. The higher you climb, the more expansive the views become. On a clear day, you can look out over the Talybont Valley and the surrounding peaks of the Brecon Beacons. If you're feeling adventurous, you can continue hiking further beyond the waterfalls to reach more remote areas of the Brecon Beacons. It was at this point that Jason's lungs and legs decided to give up, and he made the decision that he wasn't going any higher. Turning round, he headed back down. The next morning, after a quiet night in the car park, we decided to drive down to the lower car park in the search for more waterfalls. This car park has limited spaces, so it's a good idea to arrive early, especially during weekends or holiday periods. Luckily, we managed to squeeze it in and find the space. Starting from the lower car park, this walk offers more accessible terrain. It still involves some climbing, with rocky steps and tree roots. The path follows the stream, where you'll see beautiful smaller waterfalls leading to the main cascade. There are picturesque picnic spots by the water, where you can take in the natural beauty. The views along the route include forested paths and areas where the water flows through rocky gorges. Eventually you will come upon a sign showing the way to the waterfall. From here it is a short path down and through a kissing gate. As we made our way down the path, we could hear the sound of rushing water getting louder. Once you get through the kissing gate, the path begins to level out and you can just start to see the river ahead. There is a wooden bridge that spans the river, and from here if you look upstream you can see a magnificent waterfall. It is possible to get up close to the waterfall by following the track alongside the river. As we headed back, we made our way across the bridge and followed the river along the other side of the bank, back towards the car park. As we crossed the bridge, we came upon an enormous tree that had been split in two and now crossed the path. All that remains now is to walk back along the other side of the bank, enjoying the sights and sounds of the river. As we get ready to head back home, we leave only footprints and take only memories. And with that, it just remains for me to say, until next time, happy wheels and happy travels.